And then here's me looking at the cues. And remember what I said yesterday. Yeah, we've been abnormally bullish, but I feel like once we got up here, I felt like we hit resistance and seen a lot of topping action. And again, yeah, we broke above it for a second, but I mean, all in all, we pretty much respected this level here. Like from here, and going straight across. Yeah, we broke above it here, broke above it here. Like again, I haven't had time to go back and look at the data or the news and see what caused this pop. But ultimately, I was right, being that, we've just been a little too bullish. Doesn't really make sense because of the economy and overall condition of the market. I feel like the market should be bearish, but it's doing the opposite. So the only thing I can think of is it's just, like the beginning of the year and the tax harvesting, the people selling out of positions and then buying back in, and then also like inflation for the most part, like the CPI and all that. I mean, looked like it was kind of cooling off, but so that could also be another cause of all this bullishness. And again, that coupled, with the beginning of the year, you feel me? But at the same time, like I said, when in doubt, zoom out. And I mean, yeah, that's obviously true when you're looking at charts and stuff, but also true when you're thinking, when you're talking about the overall condition of the economy and the market. Like it's obvious we're in a recession, and you know earnings are not going to be as good as they were in the previous years, and it's just a lot of stuff's going on that's basically bearish for the market. So at some point, I feel like this thing's gonna fade and just keep fading. But again, no one has a crystal ball. You feel me? No one knows the future. Like I said, there's only one person that has a crystal ball and that knows the future. Even she took some losses. I mean, you feel me? Just have to be in the markets every day, man, getting that vital screen time. But once again, didn't mean to get sidetracked, but did I call it or what? So there's the cues. What did I say? We're topping out. Yeah, right here. I don't know what happened here. Again, maybe some news came out, or if it's just the 10 minutes of terror, but the inverse of it. But ultimately, we popped and then sold off even more. That you feel me? I don't know, line of reasoning and or bias or just overall market outlook and the price action from my perspective was right. And I mean, look at that, bro. Just a major fade. All right, we got to go back. All right. So again, this is right at market open. Look at 9:30, and like I was just saying, I mean, after a fade like this, and also taking into account that we've just been going straight up. I mean, bro, what goes up must come down. Being that we've gone up so much in a short period of time, and also taking into account the overall economy and climate of just the stock market and just everything that's going on, like supply chains, all the negative stuff that has the potential to make the market bearish, bro. There's a lot of it out there. So all this running up and bullishness obviously has to be taken as a bear market rally still. So we get like consecutive months of the CPI and inflation actually cooling down. Like we have to assume that we're still in a recession, and any rallying that you're seeing is bear market rallying. I mean, again, we've been super bullish for a few days, actually for a few weeks, but I feel like it's only a matter of time before we get up to some predetermined level. I don't know if it's predetermined, with the CTAs, the algos or whatever, but regardless of the fact, looking at the overall condition of the economy and what's going on, you have to assume that it's only a matter of time before we start to fade. And when we start to fade, bro, we're gonna fade decent because again, as I understand it, the S&P 500 needs to come back down to around the levels of the pandemic or pre-pandemic or pandemic levels. So I'm watching the cues here. Off the open, yeah, we tanked, but you have to expect, some volatility directly out the open. And again, that's why, I suggest, especially for newer traders, like I can't stress it enough, to just wait. Wait at least 15 minutes to let a range try to develop. That way you have levels to trade off of intraday. Obviously, you want to get your levels, your major levels off the daily or maybe even monthly, you feel me? But intraday, if you're trading intraday, like basically day trading, it's important to let that range develop. Here I'm just watching the cues, because that's just what I've been watching, what I've been trading, you feel me, for the last few days. And I will say, like, yeah, I usually don't trade like spec plays or small caps, but I did trade I traded BBBY. It was a winning trade. Just it was just a multi-day trade. Let's go back real quick. So the Qs, look, came down here, bounced, but I'm not sold on it. I feel like that's a dead cat bounce. And then I'm watching SOX S. Basically, especially if you're trading any tech stocks or the NASDAQ or the Qs, I mean, SOX S, you always want to be watching SOX S. I mean, I always do. And you see me here basically putting in levels. So like, okay, the market, look, when SOX S bounced up like this, the market was selling off. SOX S got up here and rejected and started fading. The market should have been bouncing at that point for the most part. But you see me putting in a level here, and I'm like, all right, if SOX S holds this level and doesn't break down, you can expect the market to keep selling off basically. And you see me going through the different time frames. Look, this is even on the 1 minute. That thing's still holding it for the most part, holding this level right here on the 1 minute. Looks like it's trying to break down, but you also have to take into consideration that VWAP's right there. So even if it breaks down that level, it has potential to bounce off a VWAP.